All right, hello Haines City High School. Today you're going to get a tutorial on how to access, download, and utilize the parts of Microsoft Teams. The first step is to actually show you how to get into Microsoft Teams. Best thing to do is to go ahead and open up your browser. You should be using your school laptop for this. It's the best way to do it. If you're working on your laptop from home, that's fine, or your personal laptop, that's fine. But if you're working in your school laptop, this will go so much easier. So the first place we're going to do or go to is going to be office.com. If you're in your office.com, you'll go to your sign in, and you will actually enter in your information. Make sure you use your entire email address or it may send you to the wrong organization. Okay. Everybody should see this exact same thing on their desktop. It is all of the apps that are available through Microsoft Office 365. If you notice over on the right side, you will see an icon that says Teams. If it's not there, you can hit the All Apps button and it'll open up all of the apps available to you. You can scroll down, find Teams, select it. Now what you're doing is you're actually opening up the Teams app in a web browser. You can use it in the web browser, but it'll actually work a lot better for you and your students if you actually download it to the computer. So if you look at this, it's going to give us the option to download the app. Let's go ahead and do that. Download Teams. Now this is actually in operating systems for Mac. If you're working on a Windows computer, it will actually show up as an exe file in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen in the browser. You can select it and it'll do the same thing as what I'm doing now with opening it up in OS. Follow the instructions on the screen. On your computer, it will not ask for an administrator password. It'll automatically download. Type in Teams to look for what you need. Go ahead and open up Teams. It should appear on the bottom in your menu file, in your menu bar. Now again, you're going to have to enter your username and password. Make sure you use your entire email address. So now you actually see on the screen Mr. Bell's classes. The district is actually going to populate for you all of your classes. You can actually see here we have period 1, period 1, period 1, because Mr. Bell has different sections of classes. If this does not show up automatically, that's okay. It should populate within 48 hours of the first time that you log in on Teams. And it's pretty quick for Mr. Bell. The first time he logged in, they were there. Hopefully it'll be the same for you. All right, so we're going to look at this, and if you see this, these are all your teams or classes. The district has already populated them, so you already have them in place, and we'll go through those in just a minute. But first I'm going to talk about the menu bar on the left side of the screen. The first one is a bell. It says activity. And this actually shows all of the things that have happened within your feed, including your classes, any information from students who have given you, any actions you've taken, any actions coming from any of the teams you are signed up for. The next one down is chat. This is where you can actually contact anybody within our organization. This is also a place you can contact students and where students can actually contact you. Once you open a new chat with somebody, do not open a second chat with that person. Only go back to the previous chat that you had going with that person and continue the chat with them. As you can see, Mr. Bell and I have been talking back and forth about different things with Teams, and he's been wonderful about helping me get this video going. Below chat is Teams. And this automatically opened up to the Haines City High School, or Haines City Senior High School team. This is everybody who works here at Haines City High School. This is where we can communicate and post information. This is actually where you will go to look at virtual faculty meetings that we're going to be having, and any information that is going to be posted to you, directions, anything we can come up with. This is where it will be found. If you look at the top of the screen, you'll see post, where people can post information. Please don't post here unless you absolutely have to. If you have a question, it's probably better to use chat and ask a question of Mr. Lane, Ms. Rios, Mr. McDaniel, any of your administrators or guidance counselors, rather than actually posting it in general. The next over from post is files. If we have anything we want you to see, any information, any kind of files, directions, PowerPoints, they'll all be found here. Staff notebook is something we're not sure if we're going to be working on it yet, but if we do get one going, there will be a video to show you how to use staff notebook. Document library. These are all those documents that we share as a staff. Anything that you're used to getting to, it is all here in the document library. So let's go ahead and move over to the left-hand menu again. And I'm going to talk about, we're going to again select Teams. If you select it a second time, it goes back to your general Teams page. Actually, I want to show you how to activate your team. So let's do period 2 for Mr. Bell. I'm going to open it up. And I want you to take a look at this. It doesn't look like there is anything going on here. Well, that's because he has not activated it. He actually has to activate it for the students to know, hey, this is your class. You need to come to this Teams, and we'll actually activate it on the students' teams. So up here on the top bar, we see 17 students are waiting to join. You're going to click Activate and click Activate again. And it is going to add these students to this team, and it will send a notification to the student. This is your team. You have been added to this team. It's very simple. It will actually populate probably in the next 15-20 minutes, but the students will immediately get notification. So let's say you have a PowerPoint you want to share with students for an assignment. You could actually drop it into class files and put a PowerPoint there. If you already have a class notebook that you've been working on with your students electronically through Microsoft Office Notebook, you can actually link to it here. If you want to create an assignment for the students to complete, in this window is where you would actually create your assignment. So let's go ahead and create an assignment of some sort. I'm going to click the Create button. Let's say we create an assignment. You of course can enter your title, any instructions. If you have a PowerPoint you want to add to it that they have to use, or if you have a PDF story you want them to read, or any other item that you want to have the students have access to, you can actually attach a resource directly into the assignment. You can assign however many points you want to give the students. If there's a specific rubric, you can actually add a rubric that you may have created, or you can create a rubric on the fly if you wish. You can tell it that it needs to go to all students, but if you actually only want to give it to a small group of students, like maybe 3 students for extra credit, or if you've broken the kids up into groups and you know this group needs to do this part of a project and you want to assign it to that group, or if you want to assign remedial work to students, you could pick out which students you want to add to it, and you would choose from this list. Now if you look, I've selected all students, and automatically it popped up with all of the students who are assigned to the second period class. I can actually select the students who I want to do this assignment, click outside, and it shows 3 students were selected. I can actually create a due date. Let's say we want the due date to be April 10th. There we are. And what time do we want to do? Oh, well, it's due by midnight. That's already set. Or if you want to make it due at 3 p.m., you can do that as well. But you can actually create all of your assignments within here, and when the kids complete the assignment and submit it, you'll be given the chance to give it a grade. As soon as the students have completed the assignment and you've given it a grade, students could hit their grade menu, and it'll show them automatically what their grades are on each assignment. It's pretty amazing. This actually is a great way to monitor how students are doing and let students see their grades immediately. The only catch is these grades do not transfer into Focus. You have to enter these grades and assignments yourselves into Focus, so it does not transfer. If we return to the Teams menu, I'm going to go ahead and look at one of the teams that Mr. Bell has already populated, his second period. He has already populated it and added his 15 students to it, or automatically updated it. But this is actually what it looks like. And you can see that he's actually had a conversation with a student, and he can actually, from here, broadcast to students. So let's say he's arranged for all of his second period to meet online at around 8 a.m. He could send a message to the students saying, we are going to have a video class at this time, and you can actually start broadcasting. Let's say if he set it for 8 o'clock, he could start broadcasting at 5 till 8. He would hit this button down here, this nice little broadcast button. It'll bring up a window, and he'll say, meet now. When you're in this window for a meeting, I want to point out some things that you need to know. The first thing is how to end a meeting, and that's this lovely hang up. You know those old phones that our kids don't even know what it looks like? Yeah, that's hanging up. If we start from the 3 dots in the middle, you can actually see things like start recording. You can actually record any of the sessions that you have with students, and they will actually be saved. And let's say a student can't be online at the time you need them to be for the video, for any instruction you want to give, the student can actually go watch the video, and then they're caught up. You can actually show meeting notes as well. If you've got notes set up, you can actually have them available to you. If you're going to project some kind of PowerPoint, you can also pull up the PowerPoint and it'll automatically display it to every student's screen. When you're in a meeting with administration and you click this button, there will actually be a microphone that'll show up. I need you to click mute microphone, because if you start talking while Mr. Lane is giving his virtual faculty meeting, he won't be able to talk over you. It'll interrupt, it'll cause a disruption. So please make sure you put in to mute the microphone. It's very important. You will still be able to hear the entire meeting, and if you have questions, you can shift a question off to anybody who is online. When you open up a class in Teams, it's like we've done for the second period, you'll see upload class materials, which is where you can select, and it'll take you automatically to the files section. Or if you're having some issues and you're not quite sure how to do something, you can always do find help and training. If you select that, it'll actually take you to a training introduction. This is a great way to find out more about what you can do within Microsoft Teams. And there's a quick guide, there's how to create all sorts of things in here. Don't be afraid to ask for help within here. If you have any questions, there will be a tech team available to you. We will be getting a list out to you of all of your tech people and what days we will be available. We will all be available through Teams. I'm always available through Skype, and I will also post my phone number if you need assistance as well. I hope you enjoy using Teams. We've had a lot of fun getting to know how it works, and we hope to see you on Monday. Thank you.